Hello, everybody. Let's talk about physics. Not physics, actually, but a physicist. Greatest of his time, the brain of the millennium, Albert Einstein. Don't worry, relativity is not my cup of tea. But a couple of quotes by this great scientist are relevant to our topic today. I quote: Imagination is more important than knowledge. I unquote. Strange, isn't it? Knowledge connects to real, while imagination seems to be opposite of it. How can imagination be more important than knowledge? One more, a well-known one. I quote: If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. I unquote. Even stranger, instead of talking about mathematics, puzzle solving, or doing experiments, Einstein speaks of fairy tales, of fiction. Well, they say all subjects are interconnected. Oh, now it's getting philosophical. We may talk about it some other time, since this video, if you call it so, is made basically for the high school students. Oops, the introduction has exceeded a minute. So typical of an Indian. For the students of CBSE, story writing is there in the question paper pattern for the class 9, but it's not there for 10 this year. But this presentation will help you understand the short stories in your syllabus better. So we'll discuss story writing. This is Jayeshwar, and the topic of discussion today, as I have already mentioned, is story writing, where imagination plays very important role. So you can see some diagrams, figures on your screen. We'll talk about two things for now. One, main elements of a short story. Okay, so by story here, we don't mean novel, but a short story. And you can see in the triangle, yellow color triangle, in the middle, the word story has been written. And the other things in rectangular shapes, they are the some of the elements, main elements of a short story. And second thing, what we are going to discuss today is how to make our story better. Both these things are interrelated, and we will have quick discussion. Now look at the triangle on your screen. It illustrates the chief elements of a story. There are many elements, but we shall discuss the main ones. Look at the base of the triangle. Three boxes are there in which the words from left, if we start, problem, conflict, and resolution. And you can see green color arrow also in the triangle. So problem leading to conflict, which leads to resolution. So for any story, problem is there, conflict means struggle is there, and which leads to resolution means solution. In the word resolution, there are two words, prefix re plus solution. So resolution is solution in a way. Now look at the top of the triangle, the word climax is there. That is the highest point in the story. I will discuss it later. Problem. Now look at the word problem. The arrow, green color arrow, is going towards the climax. Okay, so rising action. So problem, then comes rising action, which leads to climax. After climax, we come down, falling action, going down, and we come to the right side corner of the triangle of story. That is resolution. It's end of the story. Now if this is confusing for you, then you can remember these three things which is given in the box below. Three words: problem, conflict, resolution. You can call it a formula for story: problem, conflict, and resolution. So this thing you can remember. Now we'll discuss these elements. Okay, first one, problem. Problem is not exactly a problem. Sometimes a story may not have a problem. After first reading, you may think that there is no problem in the story, but there is a story. So we will take it like it is anything which you know which boosts the story, which takes the story forward. Okay, so that is anything which is necessary for story to move ahead. So this is a problem a character or characters face in the story. Second is conflict. Conflict is the struggle by the characters to solve the problem. Now this struggle can be with other characters like villains, protagonist, or the main character. Fights has to have struggle, can be physical struggle or in some other way, against some bad characters. So antagonists, they or against their own weakness or their own nature or nature in general, like storm, for example, or famine, or fate or destiny, etc. Sometimes it can be god, angels, demons, anything, but there should be a struggle which adds to story. Third, resolution. Resolution is solution of the problem, as I told you. Fourth, rising action. The action in the story gradually leading towards the highest point of tension or thrill. So we read stories because there is some tension there. Okay, now why we like tension, why we like to be scared, this is another topic of discussion. One more presentation can be made on this. So the point, the story gradually means slowly leads, goes towards the highest point where tension is at its intensity, that is called, or you can call it climax. So action leading towards climax, it is called rising action. Number 5, falling action, solution of the problem. Okay, the action which is leading to the solution of the problem, that is called falling action. Number 6, climax, the point in the story where the action is at its highest peak in terms of intensity. It's called, when you bite your nails and what will happen next, it's called cliffhanging situation also. Number 7, characters. Characters can be humans, animals, supernatural beings like ghosts, demons, angels, aliens, uh, or mutants. Okay, personified concepts also can be there, for example love, anger. So any character, any you can present in your story. Setting of the story, where the story is set means main incidents are set, means presented. So it's a time or place when or where main incidents take place. Time means present, past, or future. Like in science fiction, the future time is also shown. Season of the year, climate, weather, time of the day, etc. Place, it can be any place on earth, inside water, in the sky, like a spaceship or another planet. Okay, any real or imaginary place. Sometimes it's a blend of real and imaginary place. Diction, diction is use of language suitable to the story. So you have to use descriptions, figurative language, imagery, etc. to create desired effect in the story. So I think, this each each of these 9 can be discussed further, but for now I want to make the presentation little short. Now we'll discuss how you can make your story better. So we have blue color box here. The first point given, try to create tension or curiosity in the reader's minds by using suspense or action in the story. So this is our first point. It's important that readers should not lose their interest, otherwise the story will be boring. Next point, use adjectives, adverbs for nouns and verbs. Example given in orange. See the first sentence, there is silence in the town. It's simple sentence. There are, so silence is an abstract noun, town is a common noun there. So for both these nouns we will use adjectives. In the next sentence, I'm reading it. There is deathly silence in the entire town. So now look at the sentence, it makes it better. There is silence in the town. It's a simply you are saying that the whole town was silent. But now you are saying there is deathly silence in the entire town. So it is more effective. Next point, use figurative language. Example, there is silence in the town. Same sentence I've taken. The entire city is swallowed by the monster of sinister silence. Now see, figurative language means we have used figures of speech. See, notice the use of uh, personification here, where silence is presented like a monster and is swallowing, like eating up the entire city. And silence is called sinister also. So it is giving it like negative effect. Sinister means uh, which indicates bad omen, that is called sinister. So one more is there, sinister silence, sir sound has been repeated. So alliteration is also used, and that is S sound is called sibilant in English language. It creates, mysterious effect, hissing, and it reminds us of snakes, which is connection with mystery. So sinister silence. Okay, so this is a effective sentence. Next point, describe the setting of the story. This is my most favorite one, not most favorite, but one of the most favorite ones, along with the suspense in the story. Example, he can see the roads full of grass and bushes. The sky is clean and the air is fresh. This is very important uh, because it takes us inside the story, because it creates word pictures. It gives us image of where the story is taking place. What is the atmosphere? Sometimes when we write our story, I'm talking about the students mainly, of class 9 and 10. When you write your stories, you simply give the account of what happened next, what happened next. But in between, you should insert some sentences, one or two, which describe the atmosphere, the setting of the story which is suitable. It should be suitable to the story, it should have some meaning. Okay, either it should be indicative of the mood of the main characters, or the mood which you want to create in the minds of the reader. Okay, so this is it. Thank you very much.